Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Happy Friday to you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin and see what's going on. We're going to look at this fib levels here. Of course, we're going to update those rather, but also talk a little bit about our previous resistance turn supports, how the price came down to pivot off that 0.382 fib level and hasn't looked back, and then also, of course, some back-end liquidation data. So we'll take a look at that here. Let's go ahead and reload this, see what's going on. And the thing I want to talk about more so in regard to liquidation is this fact that most all local liquidation has been swept. There's some new levels and areas about 69 to 70K. So keep in mind, people are finally starting to get the hint and using lower leverage. Yeah, never mind. I mean, there's still a few billion in high leverage shorts right there at about 66.5. I kind of get that because, sweeping that area of liquidation at 66,000, you kind of want to assume the price will come back down. But you know what assuming does, right? It makes an ass out of you and me. So we should never do that, but instead let's presume, and let's presume the price may pull back soon. Only saying that just as a kind of a preface here because I don't think that's a firm reality, but it makes sense now that there's less opposition, so to speak, right? However, there's tons of money flowing into the coin. There's no reason to really short at this point. We're still bullish, so I highly recommend if you're going to consider buying a pullback, don't short to that pullback. Avoid hitting that reverse button because that really only causes more trouble for you, and it's really just a gimmick for most exchanges to get some crazy fees out of you. Those are market orders, folks, and market orders are never cheap. Okay. Anyways, the whole point of that is just mentioning that we've got majority of the upper liquidation levels have been swept minus 69 to 70,000. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because 69 to 70,000 is there doesn't mean the price is just going to go there, right? Liquidation can work very mysteriously in a lot of ways, but it's also very telling, letting us know kind of where people are hedged, so to speak. And it tells me that there's a lot more lower leverage shorts entering the market here recently, which is a good sign. It kind of implies that the bears are like they're worried and they're concerned because they've been getting destroyed hand over fist. So, anyways. All commentary aside, let's take a look at the daily time frame, work our way down. And just to clarify too, I mentioned fib levels. Let's look at these fib levels first. These are the macro fibs for, just say ever since we've been in the range of 73,800, just say 74K, as low as about 50K. So 50 to 74K is the range that we've been in since what? March? Yep, March 14th. So with these fib levels here, they're basically just telling us that this 0.618 fib range is a pretty solid support. So future reference, if you're not familiar, golden pocket 0.618, 0.65, there's a really common retracement area that we see the price action kind of gravitate towards, and it'll oftentimes reject, which we saw. It rejected like 3 or 4 days in a row here, and now we've broken through. So it's a very standard retest of a resistance. Now that we've broken through, we can presume, again, don't assume, we presume 65,400 is that new level, okay? So rough estimate of about 65K, if you kind of average the two out there, would be the new support range for us. That's a strong likelihood. Furthermore, we got a point of control here. Ever since we've been in this range of 50K to 74K, we've seen the most volume accumulation at 63,000. So 63 and 65K are two very round numbers for support. Okay, so just know we're on the right side of tracks. We're also on top of every single moving average. And folks, I got news for you. That's a good sign. It's a very good thing. It doesn't mean that you open a short because we're overextended. I know a lot of folks seem to think that. But again, you're probably the same person that's gotten destroyed about 15 times over in the last couple of weeks. So again, when things break bullish, you want to make sure to honor that. Quick little respect here. Just throwing it out here. This is what bullish trends do for you. We took a trade with Not. That it was not a bad call. 34%. VeChain 23, Polkadot, Filecoin, MNT, ICP, Cardano, Near Protocol. We're pretty much hitting it, cranking on all cylinders, right? So again, the reason why those trades are successful is because we've established and understand that we're in a bullish trend. Okay, so again, I don't normally send that many signals at once, but I'm doing so because there's a lot of confirming factors in the market, right? So anyways, that whole concept there is just it should resonate with you and understand that taking shorts right now doesn't make a ton of sense. Now, granted, there's going to be a reckoning where the price just drops and people are going to be like, what the hell, Cash? You told me it's going to go up. yeah, it's inevitable, right? What goes up must come down. But with a period of consolidation like this, there's really no reason for it to pull back instantly, especially with all this money flowing into the coin. I mean, look at how high our money flow index is. It's capped out at about 80. I wouldn't say capped out. It's not like it can't go any further, but it's pretty high, right? And it just kind of lets us know over the last 14 days, we've seen a ton of money flowing into this coin. All right, so if that starts to taper off, that starts to switch and shift gears to drop below 70 on the RSI, then I would say in a general sense that might be an indication. But for right now, even though stochastic is kind of telling us that we're losing our momentum and MACD is still even ramping up here, there's no reason to take a short. Cool. So again, sorry I kind of go on that tangent there, but most people are kind of questioning or concerned with the price action being so high and overextended. This is actually probably a first leg up of many legs up based on the simple fact that we consolidated for such a long period. That's generally a good sign. It's exactly why bullish rectangles are so successful, because they have a tendency of consolidating before they leg up, and a bullish backtest of that level is probable. So we may actually see, if the price pulls back, I'd love to see a long in the 64.5 to 65K range. That would be awesome. We don't always get what we want, but that's essentially a potential reality for us. All right, so anyways, let me go ahead and remove these here, and we'll go ahead and discuss the 4-hour. Recognize we're above all moving averages. MACD is converging quite strong. We're now breaking above 70 on the RSI. This could very well lead to a monumental continuation upwards. When I say that, we could actually see 70,000 because we've broken through that key level resistance. Once more, that resistance was pretty obvious here at the 64 to 65K, specifically here at this 0.618 fib level, breaking through that. Okay, so we got a lot of reasons why the price is more likely to continue higher. Another thing too to recognize too is Bitcoin dominance is plateaued. It's essentially staying sideways this whole time. And what do you know? Alts are going up and money's flowing into Bitcoin. That generally is construed as a very, very bullish sign, specifically for altcoins, because even if Bitcoin were to pull back, most altcoins have passed the threshold of previous resistances, turn supports, and there's a strong chance that the bottom is in for most altcoins for the moment. Again, pending Bitcoin dominance doesn't shoot straight up for some unknown reason, we should be in good shape. Now, I don't think you should arbitrarily just take a bunch of longs this weekend, though. You got to recognize weekends can be funky, and I think it's important to understand that good risk tolerance is essentially securing profits when you can and not letting everything ride to the moon. Because even though we are trending towards the moon, if you want to call it that, we're probably not going to get there, if that makes any sense. Conversation for another day. But yeah, don't be an arbitrary moon person just because the market is bullish. This very well could turn around at any point. Okay, we got to recognize that. But the likelihood of it dropping hard and fast is pretty low at this point, considering how much support and volume we have coming in. Right. So until we see the volume dry up, we should be in pretty good shape here. Everything on the hourly is telling us we're good to go. There's no reason to consider a short position ever. Same thing here with the hourly time frame. We can recognize our point of control here for the local past 24 hours of trading is about 65,300. So we close above 65.3 today. That would imply bullish momentum is retaining itself, and we should have a further continuation upwards. So again, there's no reason why Bitcoin's going to go down. If it does pull back, keep in mind, very normal stuff. We got a couple scenarios where the price could pivot off of that 65K range. Obviously that 0.65 fib level. We could also see the price, inevitably work its way down here for an ABC to consolidate here and then leg up quickly. I would love to see that happen so we can get a launch off 64.5, the previous resistance, turn support, and trend towards 70K. But all arrows, all roads, all charts point to the upside. Okay, why are you trying to short? Just makes no sense. I mean, maybe you're the kind of person who likes to make things hard on yourself. Okay, there's that. If you want to do that, go ahead and short. But again, it's funny how bears are. They have a tendency of, they'll always be right at some point because inevitably the price comes back down. So it'd be interesting to see the bears come out of the woods here when Bitcoin shifts gears a little bit. But I wouldn't be super concerned. We're still honoring our ascending trend line. Everything's pretty good here. Anyways, thanks again so much for the awesome feedback to everyone who's been watching. Deeply appreciate that. Make sure you check out our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I do post playout charts every time I analyze the charts here, and I do look forward to working with you to whatever extent. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.